Hello. I wanted to talk today about how stress hijacks your hormones and three things you can actually control. I'm Dr. Erin Foley. I'm a functional health practitioner, a board certified health coach, chiropractor, speaker, and author, and I help women navigate midlife and stop the hormone guessing game. Today, we're going to dive into a topic I spoke about at three women's groups last week, and I'm speaking again tomorrow and Saturday. And really, right now, I'm speaking about how stress hijacks your hormones and what you can actually control to feel more balanced, less tired, and more like you again. If you're feeling foggy, frustrated, exhausted, this is for you. So let's talk about how stress affects your hormones. So when you're under chronic stress, this can be long term or short term, but your body produces cortisol, and cortisol is your main stress hormone. So it's meant to help you survive a stressful situation. For us, I live in Colorado, so it could be seeing a bear on the trail, but it's meant to calm down when the threat is over. But long term, cortisol can go high and then it can come down low and be depleted. So think about cortisol like your gas tank. And high or low cortisol can lead to issues with sleep, usually waking at 2 or 3 a.m. Sometimes that is high cortisol at night. Blood sugar issues, which could be crashes or cravings, stress eating. A lot of times you think, why am I stress eating? What's wrong with me? And it can be your cortisol. Belly weight fat that won't budge. So that's another thing. Or weight gain and you get really stuck. Low progesterone could be more PMS, mood swings, irregular cycles. And on the other hand, if you are in menopause, menopausal age, and at the end of perimenopause, it can also be that your cortisol can steal from your estrogen and progesterone and cause hot flashes too. Burnout and brain fog, those are another two. So, one tip for you is testing is really how you know high versus low. I had somebody who came to me to work with me in one of my hormone testing programs, and she said she saw a reel on, social media that was talking about high cortisol, and she was wondering if she had high cortisol, and we tested her, and she had low cortisol. So it's just really important. It gives you clarity when you know what your testing says. So stress hormones like cortisol do not work in isolation. They pull on every other hormone in your system. It's not a vacuum. They affect your blood sugar and your insulin, your thyroid. They affect your estrogen, your progesterone. So let's talk about what you can control and some foundational tools. So stress, we know this, you know this, can come from family responsibilities, money, career, caregiving, injury or health issues, even politics and the news. I hear that one a lot. So what can you actually do about it? The advice is to focus on what you can control. You can control your energy. You can control what you let in to your space, into your energy. You can control your news consumption, but you can surely control your attitude, your mindset, what you eat, how you rest, how you move. We have to stop focusing on what we can't control and focus on what we can control. So you don't have to overhaul your whole life, but you can create stability through daily hormone anchors. And here are the top three I'm going to talk about today. This one is anchor number one, morning light exposure. Um, it's relevant because we are in the summer. It can help reset your cortisol rhythm and support melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. The tip is 5 to 10 minutes outside within 60 minutes of waking. It's not very long, but I do find because it's summer, you can couple this with movement. Go take a morning walk, or you could be in your garden, walk your dog. You can make this really, really easy, and you can get two for the price of one here. Morning light exposure and movement. Move your body. Anchor number two is blood sugar stability. This is always going to be an anchor for me because I see women all the time who have blood sugar issues, either hypoglycemia, pre-diabetes or diabetes, but every time you're crashing, raising and crashing your blood sugar, it's a stress signal to the body. So if you are on the blood sugar roller coaster, which means that you're having ups and downs throughout the day, include more protein and healthy fats with each meal. Dial down the sugars, the packaged and processed carb foods. Um, because most women I see who are on the blood sugar roller coaster, that really causes them to not feel really well. They feel tired, they're not sleeping, they have weight gain, and it's because they're not eating enough protein and they're eating too many carbs and they're not eating enough healthy fats. And also avoid skipping meals because I see a lot of women who are entrepreneurs and they're busy businesswomen and they're just not eating because they get so wrapped up in their work. And also late night snacking. If your blood sugar is balanced and even, you shouldn't need a late night snack. All right, number three, anchor number three, nervous system reset. So your cortisol will need a calm down time and a calm down cue. So it could be deep belly breathing. It could be box breathing. You can look these up, but box breathing is like you're breathing into a count of four, holding it to a count of four, exhaling for a count of four. You could be doing yoga. Another nervous system reset is prioritizing sleep. And most stress is going to be, it just embeds in our lifestyle. It really gets in there with being busy all the time. So, prioritizing sleep and getting off those devices before an hour before bed is one thing you can do. So maybe you think they sound simple, but that is exactly the point. Your hormones don't want or need complicated things. They want consistency and safety to calm down that cortisol. And the thing is that I find in health coaching that um, I work with women who want to change their habits. They want to do the walking, drink the water, eat healthier, lose some weight, sleep better, but they have so much chaos and stress that we have to start with very, very little steps. But I tell you, those little steps over time, if you start with, like in a health coaching type of a scenario, you start with the wellness vision, which is usually like a 90-minute session about what is it that you want to create within the next 3 months, year, 5 years, and then we dial it back. What are your 3 month goals? What are your 1 week goals? And it's really exciting and fun to see the progress that women have when they think they can't make progress because they're doing one little thing to change. And they do that week by week by week. And in 3 months, they've made a big change. So that's just kind of my little plug for how much I love health coaching and what it can do. But again, simple. Keep it simple. Keep them small and simple. The more you can repeat an action and a habit, the more you will anchor it in. So let me ask you, which one of these anchors would you like to start with this week? Would you like to start with that morning light exposure? And preferably with movement. Would you like to start with blood sugar stability? Would you like to start with a nervous system reset with the breathing and prioritizing sleep? I'd love to hear from you. If you want help figuring out which of your hormones are out of balance, just get with me. Go to my website, vibranthealthywoman.com. I have free classes, I have free guides, and I have a free call. You are not broken. Your body's just asking for support, and it starts with listening. So I would love it if you could subscribe for more midlife hormone tips, and I will see you in the next video.